For 3 years, I tried to talk to women the same way. Same energy, same jokes, same approach. 3 years of wondering why it worked sometimes and crashed other times. On the exact same night, in the exact same room, with the exact same words. Then I realized something that should have been obvious. I wasn't bad at conversation. I was bilingual in a world that speaks 4 languages. There are 4 types. I call them colors: red, blue, yellow, green. And once you can read which one she is, usually inside the first 60 seconds, everything shifts. Not because you're running a script, because you're finally speaking her language instead of hoping she speaks yours. Here's the part worth sitting with before we start. Getting this right doesn't mean becoming someone else. It means finally understanding why you click with some people instantly and bounce off others for no apparent reason. Let's go through them. Deep Dive 1, the Reds. Reds move fast, high energy, direct, decisions in seconds. She's not waiting to feel safe before she feels attracted. She's already decided if you're interesting, and you have maybe 30 seconds to not blow it. The mistake, trying to impress her, you explain yourself, your job, your opinions, your travel history, and with every word, you're losing her. Not because the content is bad, because the energy is wrong. She doesn't want your credentials. She wants to feel like she's winning you over, not like you're handing yourself to her on a silver platter. Scenario. She mentions she just got back from Thailand. Your brain says, show enthusiasm, connect, ask questions. So you say, oh, amazing, I've always wanted to go. What was your favorite part? Natural, polite, dead. You gave her validation she didn't earn. The chase is over before it started. Instead, pause half a second. Thailand, okay. Bangkok? Or did you actually leave the tourist trail? One question. She either laughs and owns it, or she gets slightly defensive and starts proving herself to you. Either way, you made her work for your approval. Robert Cialdini spent decades documenting this. What feels easy to get loses value instantly. What you have to earn, you want more. The line to walk, and it's thin, is this. Challenge her choices, never her worth. Question her taste, never her value. Make her explain why she likes something. Never make her feel judged. That's the difference between a guy she chases and a guy she ghosts. But here's where most confident guys, the ones who just nailed the Reds, completely fall apart. Deep Dive 2, the Blues. Blues are the opposite of everything that just worked. Calm, thoughtful. They process everything through emotion. And when you walk up to a blue with red energy, playful, teasing, fast, you don't read as confident. You read as chaos. Her brain shuts down. Because a blue isn't asking, is this guy exciting? She's asking something else entirely. Does this guy actually see me? And most people fail that question in the first 20 seconds because they're performing instead of connecting. She mentions a specific book she's reading. Standard response. Oh, cool, what's it about? Her internal reaction. Next. The right move. Ask why she picked that book. What made her start it? Whether it's living up to what she hoped. These aren't interview questions, they're signals. You're telling her, I see a person here, not a target. Blues test you differently than reds. A red tests if you'll chase, a blue tests if you'll stay. She'll give you something real, a story, a genuine thought, a small fear, and then watch what you do with it. Brush past it, redirect to something lighter. And she knows you're not safe. Build on it, and she opens up. Research on long-term attachment formation consistently shows this. For certain personality types, emotional safety comes before attraction, not alongside it. Blues are wired this way. But here's the trap. Going deep with a blue doesn't mean turning the conversation into therapy. You need depth and edge. Present and playful. Safe, but not boring. Now, the one type most people think they already understand. They don't. Deep Dive 3, the Yellows. Yellows light up rooms. Social, expressive, magnetic. And because she's already smiling and laughing and giving you attention, you think you're winning. You're probably not. She gives everyone energy. That's just how she moves through the world. What actually creates attraction with a yellow isn't making her laugh. It's making her feel like the main character in her own story when she's around you. She tells you about a new brunch spot. You could say, "Sounds fun," and talk about your weekend. Or you lean in. Ask what she ordered. Make a joke about bottomless mimosas being a genuinely dangerous game. Ask if her friends are the type to show up on time or keep everyone waiting. You jumped into her story instead of watching it from the outside. Here's the thing nobody tells you about yellows. They're insecure about being seen as shallow. Everyone assumes that because they're fun and social, there's nothing underneath. So if you only engage with the performance, she keeps you at the surface forever. At some point, you call out something real. She's telling a story and her tone shifts when she mentions someone. You say, "Wait, you actually care about that person, don't you?" Not an accusation, an observation. She drops the performance for a second. Gets real. That's the moment you went from entertaining her to connecting with her. The last type is the one most people don't even recognize as a type. And they're the easiest to accidentally destroy. Deep dive 4, the greens. Greens are steady, calm. They don't need stimulation or emotional depth or social energy. They need one thing, someone who's easy to be around. Here's the reframe. With a green, you're not competing with other guys. You're competing with her piece. And her piece is pretty good. So everything that works on the other types backfires completely. Too high energy? Exhausting. Too deep? Overwhelming? Too eager to entertain? Annoying. She's texting you back in 4 hours. Your instinct says, match her pace, call it out, pull back. All wrong. A green isn't playing games. She's living her life. You just keep being consistent. You text when you feel like it. You don't punish her for her pace. And here's how attraction builds with a green. Slowly, through repetition. You remember how she takes her coffee. You don't push her to go out when she's tired. You suggest things that match her energy instead of pulling her into yours. Over time, she starts associating you with comfort instead of stress. That's when a green locks in. Not because you excited her, because you didn't exhaust her. But here's something worth sitting with. You also have a color. Probably a mix. Most people are. Red at work, blue in close relationships, yellow in social settings, green when you're running low. The question is, which one dominates when it actually counts? Because knowing that changes the whole frame. It's not just, how do I adapt to her? It's, what am I actually looking for? A red chasing a green isn't bad at talking to women. He might just be chasing the wrong one. Here's what all 4 have in common. They're not asking you to be someone different. They're asking you to pay attention. Your nervous system already knows which type she is, usually before your brain catches up. If you feel like you need to keep up, she's a red. If you need to slow down and be present, she's a blue. If you feel energized and social, she's a yellow. If the pressure's just off, she's a green. You've been doing this in every other area of your life already. You talk to your boss differently than your closest friend. You know when someone needs directness and when they need softness. You're already calibrating everywhere except here. Now you speak 4 languages. Go find out which one she is.